Hi guys, welcome to today's 1/6 Galaxies video. Today we are going to be taking a look at TMS 047 from Hot Toys, the Artillery Stormtrooper. So I did pick this guy up from Pop Culture. Now I used the pennies on top of the discount price, so I only paid $275 for this guy, which is the reason why I chose to wait for the Australian retail release. Because yes, you can probably pick them up for about $3.30 from the Hong Kong market, maybe a little less depending on how much faith you want to put in certain sites that may or may not deliver your order. But basically, I chose for $275 because it was just a really good deal, and similar to that Transport Trooper that I reviewed previously, that only set me back $265. So it's just nice things. However, I do believe that the 10% period is well and truly over, so I think he's $380 now. So yeah, I got the 10% off the original price plus the $50 pennies. So yeah, it just sometimes works out better to do that. All right, let's take a look at this guy. So it is the standard Star Wars shoebox style that we've got from all our other releases. Stars at the top, and we have a really, really nice picture of the figure there. Then it tells us that it's TMS 47 Artillery Trooper. The image continues around. We do get that reminder about TMS 47 there as well. And then coming around this side, we do get another picture of the figure with his mortar. And what's really cool to note there is that the thermal detonators that they carry on the back of the belt serve as mortar ammo. So that's also really cool. The other thing I'm going to point out is, and I thought this was actually a mistake, and then I saw it on the actual picture there. You can see the little black smudge where he's taking a hit to the helmet there. We'll get to that when we get to the actual figure, but you will see that the actual figure has it a lot more noticeable than the picture, which is something I'm going to touch on again just a little later. All right, now that that's done, the back of the box obviously has all our warnings. When we lift up the top, we are going to get the insert, which again is a really nice picture of the figure once I move it back, throwing a thermal detonator, which is really quite cool. And we've got that wonderful photography that we know from Hot Toys, and it's TMS 047 Artillery Trooper. And there you can see that that black smudge is a lot more noticeable there, which is something we'll get to in a little bit. All right, so accessories. Being a trooper, this guy does not come with a lot, which is why I tend to use the pennies, because really you don't get much. You get this really nice magnetic backpack with the thermal detonators. Now these thermal detonators here are fixed, and there is a 4th slot for the one that comes with the figure. You also do get 2 of these detonators. They are detachable. They're the ones that the figure can hold in his hand. I've just put them in the backpack, as that's the way the storage is intended. So here is the thermal detonator. It is magnetic this time around, so no more of that annoying metal clip. It just magnets straight onto the guy's back. But there is some wonderful paint up there on it with the detailing. And yeah, it literally just magnets into the back of this, which is really cool. So he's got a full backpack if you're not using the mortar. And as I said, there is another magnet in here, which just plugs straight onto the figure's back, which we'll get to in a little bit shortly. All right, now this guy has 2 relaxed hands that are currently on the figure, as well as this kind of waving hand, I suppose. You can see the yellow for this particular trooper. Some very nice weathering on the armor there, and some very nice glove work, because this guy's suit isn't actually a normal Stormtrooper suit, and we'll get to that in a little bit too. We do get this kind of a holding hand. I'm not too sure what it's intended to hold though, but again, we have some really nice weathering on the gauntlet itself there. And then again, we have that really nice glove work on the inside of the hand as well. We do get the right and left fist. So again, really cool weathering on the armor. And then I suppose as best they could, seeing that the hand is now closed for the glove work. Now this is my only complaint with the figure. They gave us a trigger finger, which is all good and all, but no blaster to use it with. Even if they gave us one of those little pistols that comes with the Death Troopers or something. I know we didn't get to see this guy use a pistol, but come on. If you're going to include a trigger finger, include the damn blaster. That is the really only complaint I have against this figure. Just goddamn. It would have, like, what, added $5, maybe $10 to the price. We do also get the display stand with the Nettle nameplate. Once I move my head. Artillery Stormtrooper. This is a sticker that you can choose to add if you want to. I never do, but it sits on top of the Death Star floor style base. Just sits there like that. It's fine. You're going to have the figure standing on top of it anyway, so it's not going to move anywhere once it's in your cabinet. Quite a nice print. It's just something different, I suppose, depending on how you're using this guy in your displays, I guess. Personal preference. And of course, we have the mortar itself, which is really, the mortar launcher itself, which is really quite cool. Bringing it up close, you can see all the weathering on it. This articulates to an angle. This also articulates to an angle, so it's just up to your personal preference. You can see the firing mechanism there. This little control box on the side also, we'll turn that around in a second actually. Just some really nice detailing. There is a spot so you can put the thermal detonator in if you so choose. I haven't tried that yet, but we will. Let's see what that looks like in a moment. There's that control panel there. Yeah, it's quite a nice piece, and it does stand a bit tall. Let's just see what happens. I'm assuming this is going to be way too big. Yeah, it just drops straight to the bottom. A little unfortunate, I suppose. You could probably... Yeah, no, it's just... Yeah, it just goes straight in the bottom there. So yeah, a little unfortunate, but hey, at least you can give him the... suppose the idea that he is reloading it. Alright, let's get this guy on out here. So one thing I did notice with this guy is the undersuit has been completely reworked. It is not the normal undersuit that we're used to for Stormtroopers. Instead, it's more of like a Kylo Ren undersuit material, which I really wasn't expecting. Alright, so starting with the helmet, yeah, it's a very minor gripe. But yeah, that mark on his helmet there just looks so out of place compared to the rest of the weathering. Maybe if it was white, I wouldn't have cared so much. But yeah, it's just in a really funny spot. But that's just, it's a nitpick. This guy's fine. He's got the pauldron yellow, as the artillery troopers were colored that way in The Mandalorian. We have some really cool weathering there on the chest. We have the belt, again, more weathering as you go down. And then we have the boots, also nicely weathered. And then, of course, the display stand. So this guy does suit the textured display stand that he comes with quite nicely. He does have green lenses in the helmet too. I'm not sure how well the green comes across. And I do apologize for that, but yeah, it's the standard green kind of Rogue One style lenses that we've had for quite a while now. Also came with the Return of the Jedi figures. We'll just bring this guy forward just a touch. So yeah, like I said, really nice helmet. Yeah, see, the green's coming across off camera, so I don't know how well that's coming across on camera. But yeah, off camera that is really green, and I really dig it. So yeah, there's that weathering. We'll just continue around. It does continue to the back as well, to the back of the helmet, and the chest piece is all really well weathered too. Yeah, this is that new undersuit I'm talking about. This here is like a padded kind of a track pant feel, but the upper bit, especially that gap there, you can see that it's got like that printed texture, and it really does remind me of Kylo Ren. So the thermal detonator just magnets like so, which is really cool that they finally magnet it, because those hooks from the older figures, they would just keep falling off. Yeah, there's that more of that printed undersuit. So yeah, articulation wise, I don't think you're going to have any real problem with this guy. I did have him crouched down with the mortar a little earlier, just to see how that goes. And I think it does quite well. If you're not planning on using the display stand with this guy, I don't think you will need it. But yeah, he is a really nice trooper, and he's unique. I get that a lot of people probably won't pick him up for the fact that he is so out of he is yeah, so different to the other troopers. But I mean, if you've got Incinerator Trooper, you might as well get this guy, because he is pretty much just a yellow Incinerator Trooper, just with the mortar this time around instead of the flame. So yeah, when you have him standing next to the mortar comes up to about there, which is really quite cool. And again, you can have him crouched if you so choose to do that. Anyway guys, like I said, he's just your basic trooper. My only complaint is that little black mark looks out of place, and it's definitely in the production photo, so it's not a mistake. And I really wish this guy just came with some type of a blaster, just because of that trigger finger. But I mean, if you own some of the 2-packs, you've got spare blasters anyway that you can usually give this guy. But most of us are probably going to have him holding a detonator of some sort anyway. But it's just my only real complaint with this figure. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the Django review, and the Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker review as well. And then hopefully next week we will do the mystery box, and some more Hasbro goodies. And that will wrap things up for just a little while. Alright, thanks again for watching guys.